What I love about connected TV actually is the fact that it allows us to create so many new innovative formats and be able to reach the end user in a different way and much more engaging way than the traditional linear TV. We have been working on this like for a while, maybe probably on like 3-4 years now, creating new different engaging ad units such as interactive ad units. We tested those formats in a variety of ways, some with a success, some with less of a success, and obviously the results depend on what kind of inventory supporting those ad units. Recently, what we have been working on, and we just recently announced this with our first partner, Walmart, is the notion of having shoppable ad units on Roku, on live stream television. This requires obviously a lot of investment, a lot of technology behind it to make sure that like the second the ad shows before the eyes of the consumer, we give them an option to either buy the ad or eventually they might receive more information about that item. So super excited about that, more to come in the future.
Oh, well, I was going to ask you how it's going, but I mean, how much, as you're innovating, how much are you gathering direct consumer feedback, sort of stated, and then sort of maybe more passive consumer feedback, but sort of behavioral?
Yeah, the way we think about it at Roku, because we are the hardware provider as well as the operating system provider, so we are responsible of the end user experience anyway, and it's super important for us. What differentiates us, what makes people call us the first platform, the streaming platform in the US, is the fact that we have a very good user experience at the end of the day, and we want to preserve that. So anytime we add new ad units or new formats, we want to make sure that actually this does not come in a way that is quote-unquote annoying to the end user, right? We don't want to disrupt the way someone is watching TV. That said, there will be and there is a transition from a lean back experience that all of us are familiar with to a much more engaging experience with the TV, be it voice, be it through the remote control, be it interactive ad units as we mentioned. So in order to succeed in all of these steps of the transition, we work very, very closely with our user experience team to test every iota of the experience. Obviously, this is tested in labs with actual consumers, repetitively, different ad formats, etc., etc. The statistical, I would say quantitative way of testing is super important, but also the qualitative way. So we hire a panel of our average consumers and we test all of these solutions with them and make sure that like even when the solution goes live, we receive immediate feedback and like, how did you like it? Does this work, etc. And immediately react. That's receiving the feedback is one thing, but immediately be able to iterate and react and produce a better version is a different thing. What we're really focused on.
I totally love that. I'm glad we dug into that one. It's so cool. It actually begs the question then, like, how prepared are your clients or brands to kind of lean into this kind of innovation in format when they're sort of so used to the traditional ad pod model and the you know?
We ask ourselves also the same question. Obviously, before venturing in a very technology-heavy investment, we tested the idea initially through a variety of ways, from like mock-ups to even like just like videos to small demos, etc. And there's like good appetite for it. Number one, anything that we do on the platform, the consumer has the option to opt out. If you don't want it, you just go to the menu, you just say like, hey, I want to have this option, and you're good to go and like continue to watch your TV as usual. But if you want to opt in, definitely you will receive these new innovative ad units, and you'll be able to either like buy the item or receive more information about it on your phone, etc. So the important point I think that you're leading to is making sure that the consumer is able to participate in this graduation or migration into a more engaging TV experience. Our the way Roku players and TVs are distributed in the US, as an example, mimics very well the US population, meaning the density of the players is the same than the US population. So we have literally a true representation of the US population, and we are able to get signals from a variety of audiences, youngsters, older folks, etc. And we can test immediately whether maybe certain folks maybe don't want this, or maybe others like are much more happy to use those features. And we will cater and adapt, obviously, the solution based on all of the signals that we get.
So shifting gears slightly, let's talk about kind of the state of the industry. Fragmentation is a big challenge in these sort of, I'm not going to call them emerging anymore, but in environments like CTV and OTT. How well do you think the industry is doing in terms of moving toward more connectivity, interoperability, the kinds of stuff that just makes it easier for everybody to kind of function?
I would say number one, like personally, I think, and I think my colleagues at Roku believe the same thing, is that right now all of the main actors in connected TV ecosystem need to work together much closer than we did in the past to make sure that like we take this whole industry, the whole ecosystem to the next level. There are still a lot of gaps in terms of audience targeting, in terms of measurement, in terms of standardization of currencies, etc. And the main gaps are due to technology as well as like business rules or interactions between ownership of ad inventory, like publishers and VPDs, platforms, etc. So we are committed to work as a platform. I think the onus obviously is on us to bring other actors together and make sure that the communication is happening and the technical signals are moving. We are working, for example, very closely with one of the major platforms on the that is used by the vast majority of our publishers today, literally to resolve a lot of these issues around like how can we provide enough signals to that ad server, to that SSP, so that the end user is not seeing the same ad over and over again, or actually so that they have enough signals so that they can do proper measurement across different campaigns, etc. So as someone mentioned at the previous panel, I think at the end of the day, if the incentives are aligned, things will move quite fast, and you don't have to oblige people to realize things without, like, if they're not like compelled to do it, right? So our role is to make sure that those incentives are clearly aligned and there's like motive for them like to work together. But definitely as a platform, we believe it's partly our responsibility to make these actors work as close together as possible.